Alright, everyone, welcome back to the Mushroom Report, your weekly Nintendo news recap. Sorry I didn't do an episode yesterday. I stayed up that night way later than I should have, and I just slept until or maybe midday, noon. And I was like, God dang it. And I didn't have enough time to plan it because I forgot to do that. So I stayed up and planned last night. Anyway. I'm Richie Plays, and today we got two big things lined up. First, all of your latest Nintendo news you need to know. Second, we're going to take a trip down memory lane and rank every major Nintendo console ever made. That means the Nintendo 64, the Nintendo Wii, the Wii U even. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. So, first up, we have something that happened in our Nintendo Direct recap our Nintendo Direct from September 12th, which was about 2 weeks. It was Friday. It was the second week of September on Friday, which was very, very nice. Nintendo showed off two upcoming titles for both the Switch and the Switch 2. The Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 are being ported to Switch and Switch 2 on October 2nd, 2025 with modern upgrades. Mario Tennis announced for the Switch 2, releasing February 2026. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book coming in spring 2026. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond finally has a release date of December 4th. Pokemon Legends ZA launches in October 2025. Hades 2 leaves early access and hits Switch 2 on September 25th, which is in literally 3 days, so yay. Something's matter. Final Fantasy, I keep forgetting what Roman numeral that is. I'm just going to say VII. Remake Integrate is officially coming to Switch 2, though it will take a massive 90 gigabytes of storage. But with the Switch 2, that is basically the same thing as probably a good Windows gaming laptop sized. So it'd probably just be 90 storage isn't that much. Rocket League takes a crap ton of storage on a Switch 1. Released on June 5th, 2025, the Switch 2 became the Nintendo's fastest selling system launch ever, moving over 3.5 million units in its first 4 days. And as the end of June 2025, total sales reached 5.82 million units. And it's the 40th anniversary for Mario Bros., and Nintendo has celebrated with live events around the world, including Mario popping up in San Francisco. Unfortunately, I don't live near San Francisco. That's depressing. And big on the movie front, the Super Mario Galaxy movie has been announced, set to release April 3rd, 2026. So yeah, Nintendo's got a stacked lineup right now, both in games and beyond. Now let's switch gears into our main event, ranking every Nintendo console. I'm kind of excited to do this. So release dates, sales, and something cool about each other, followed by the ranking. Starting off with the NES and Famicom, which released in 1983 in Japan, 1985 in the United States. The cool thing is that it saved the video game industry after the 1983 crash, and it included some of the best game series ever, Mario, Zelda, and Metroid. It had 61.9 million, around 61.9 million, not 69 million. It's around 61.9 million. There, I can't speak. And hold on. Let me get my piece of paper so I can rank all of these real quick. So I made a big accident and forgot a lot of consoles because I only put 8. There's oh my god, so many more I just found off Google. Okay, yeah, hold on. Let me update my list. Okay, so according to my brand new list, there is about 14 consoles, so I need to write 1 through 14 on my console. My thing, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus 1, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Alright. So, of course, I will be, and then I'm going to rate these consoles, and once I rank them, I cannot change it. So I also included consoles that released in other locations, like the Color TV game, which released in Japan, for some reason, but that sold 3 million. But it released in 1977 in Japan. It was the first video game hardware by Nintendo. Dedicated consoles, no cartridges, with built-in games, basically like a Game & Watch, kind of. And it had no eShop because this is 1977. They didn't have, I don't think they had, the App Store from Apple, the Windows Store. They still used, discs on, computers to run, stuff, I think. I don't know exactly. But I've never personally used it, so I'm going to leave that I'm going to put that just in 14. So it's the Color TV game. Because I never personally have seen that or played it, so there's that. Next on the list, and I got this in in a random order, so there's that. We have the Nintendo Entertainment System / the Famicom, which released in 1983 in Japan. The NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, I call it the NES, released in 1985 in North America. And it helped I can't read, hold on. I gotta get this. I gotta get closer. There we go. Okay. It helped revitalize the game industry after the crash, and it introduced many iconic franchises, Mario and Zelda. It sold around 61.91 million units. Lifetime sales, by the way. As of today, I think. And I have played games on it. I think I have played Zelda games on it. I think Mario Kart was on it, right? Either that or it was the SNES. I think, but I like it. It's fun. It saves your game data, which is really cool. Because in that time, it's like, oh no, I don't want to have to put a password in every single time. Kind of like how Mega Man was, where you have to put a password in. But with the NES, Nintendo made the game, so you don't have to do that, which is really cool. So I'm going to be ranking that probably in the 4. Because there is some room for improvement. There is some room for improvement, but of course it's still a good console. I think it uses micro USB or USB-D or something. I think it uses micro. But that was a standard phone charger, but I don't think anyone would carry around that. And also, you needed to use, maybe not 5 or 4. I'm going to put it in 2 for now, because let's put it in 2, actually. So I'll write the NES, and just to let you guys know, I did not put that before. Next on the list, we have the SNES, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System / Super Famicom, which really, oh dang, Japan's getting the consoles earlier than we have. Oh, the N64, never mind. Released in 1990 in Japan and 1991 in North America. It was 16-bit and it improved graphics and sound. Some games use enhanced chips and beloved libraries. And it sold around 49.10 million consoles. That's a lot. That's really cool. And I have played the SNES too. I have a little game hybrid that no, I don't have a game hybrid. But I have a game hybrid of those two, and then I have an NES and an SNES separate, the actual official console, not some fake console or something like you see on Tmail. However, that game hybrid's cool. You can put 3. Anyway, we're not talking about the hybrid. We're talking about Nintendo here. I would say the SNES is a really good console. If I knew that this would be next, because I'm just using Google for all this, so obviously I don't know what's next. I have the thing at the bottom, and I just scroll down. But because it is a good console, I will put it in 3 because obviously it's a fun console. It still has the Zelda games. If it has a Zelda game, then it's a must-have / must-play. which is awesome because I love Zelda games. I freaking love the Zelda games. I think I have more Mario than Zelda, though. Hold on. Where's my Switch? I can check real quick. Hold on. Because I have all software thing on it. Here's my Switch. Hold on. Let me check real quick. I was playing Minecraft. Boom, boom. Nope. Groups. Mario. Okay, so yeah, I have 4 Mario games. Excluding Mario. Wait, hold on. Oh, never mind. And then I have 4 Zelda games. Okay, so I have the same amount of games here. OG Game Oh yeah, my wonderful Switch Online subscription. I need more money. Okay, anyway. Next, where's my phone at? The Nintendo 64. That was like a really cool console. That was the first thing that had detachable RAM. Cause in the front, you could there's the game thing. And then it was also one of the consoles where you had to pull the game out. I have an official N64 too. I play Ocarina of Time, GoldenEye 007, and Mario 64 on it. They're really good games, by the way. You could upgrade the RAM pack, and then I think it was the first console with optional haptic feedback or vibration. It was called the Rumble Pack. And what that was is you plug it into the console. And, like, in Ocarina of Time, if you're using the fishing minigame in, like, Hylia, you can, get high vibrations once you get the fish. Or once the game's going to be like, oh, hey, it's time to vibrate. So I'm going to send the thing to the controller to do it. And then it sends the Rumble Pack, and it's like, oh, okay, I'll start vibrating. And it's like, and it does, like, the little Rumble Pack thing. Rumble Pack, whatever you want to call it. That sounds super weird. Anyway, it was in 1996 in Japan. It was the first major Nintendo console with 3D graphics in full polygon. Introduced analog stick, and like I said, the Rumble Pack. And it sold around 32.93 million. Wikipedia. Okay, it's just sorted by you. Oh, never mind. Okay. But again, I think the N64 is really fun. So from here, I'm going to have to put the N64... I want to put it in first place, but it's still I mean, it was 1996. I can't complain. The graphics were different back then. People had to use camcorders to record videos, I think. Or did they have cameras on their phones? I think they had cameras on their phones, but it wasn't like 1080p. It was probably like I don't know, but I'm not complaining. There was some pretty cool stuff back in the when our parents were kids. Cool thing. I'm gonna put it in 4th. I know. You're probably like, why are you putting it just heading down? Just to clarify, this is the challenge where I can't change it, and I mean, well, I'm not gonna clarify. I'm just gonna write it down. And 6-4. Okay. Next console is the GameCube. It released in 2001. It was known for its compact cube shape, handle on some special editions, lots of first-party hits, and used optical discs. So I believe it was the first Nintendo console that used optical discs. I think the PSP used that. But this is a Nintendo thing, not a PlayStation or Xbox. Get those words out of here. However, I won't be mad if you say, like, PlayStation's better. I won't be mad. The console words are dumb. I'll anyway. The GameCube sold around 21.74 million units, which is really cool. I have never played a GameCube, but I've seen its anti-piracy screen. And how it breaks the disk drive if it catches you pirating games. So you have to spend an entire new thing to buy another thing. I've never played it though. This is kind of difficult for me. Let me think about it real quick. Okay, so I think, because I've never played it, it had some good games. I've seen people play Mario Sunshine on it. I think that was on the GameCube. I thought they used emulators on their computer. Who knows? But I'm going to put it in the 6th place. Wait, hold on, ranking it, I should put it in, like, S and A tier. I'll do that after I finish ranking all of these. There can only be top 3s are S tiers, so I'll do all this. Anyway, 6th place goes to the GameCube. I'll put GC, because I'm late, because we're on a strict schedule. Anyway, one of my favorite consoles, the Wii, released in 2006, which was literally 5 years apart, which is awesome, which is cool. It has motion controls on the Wii remote. It was the first console. It was appealed to non-traditional gamers. It had a huge library and very social. And, drum roll please, it had its first eShop. That's right. It had its very first eShop. And the Wii was, I think, the first console to introduce backwards compatibility. Is the DS on here? Yeah, okay. I was like, wait, hold on. The next one is the Wii U. What happened to the... Anyway. Wait, hold on. Where's the Game Boy on here? Oh, okay. This is confusing. But anyway. The Wii U is fun. It also had its first thing where it also had system-provided apps. Like, it had a disc channel, the Me channel, which it used for profiles. And it was backwards compatible with GameCube. Now, I love the Wii. It's a great console. I have the Wii. It's downstairs collecting dust, unfortunately. Because I have no batteries for the Wii remote, and all the batteries I have are non-rechargeable, so I'm going to have to find rechargeable batteries. But I know I have some lying around my house, so I'll have to, do a bonus episode on that. Anyway, I'm going to rate it in 5. Because it was a really cool console, and I really like it. I almost wrote, VII. No, okay. The Wii U. Automatically love it. Okay, 13. I'm kidding. It was, hold on. Hey, the color TV sold less than the Wii U. That's kind of cool. Anyway, in 2012 it was released, and the Wii U was the first Nintendo console with a tablet-like gamepad, like the Nintendo Switch, but without controller, like a Switch Lite, basically. And it had a camera. And a microphone, I think. It was interesting ideas through mixed reception. And it has sold around 13.56 million units. I think it's cool. I don't see why people are saying, like hating on it. I think it's a cool console. I have my hotspot on. That's not good. I think it's a good console, though. Like, I'm not hating on it. I mean, sure, you have to have a literal, game thing near it. Like, for example, that'd be like, let's say, a Wi-Fi. It'd be like basically the big box thing that you put the disc in is the Wi-Fi. It was your Wi-Fi router, and you walk away from it. And the gamepad doesn't work anymore. That's the only issue I know about, because it's like, your other consoles can put it into, console, these things called Game Boys. But, I mean, the Wii U overall is kind of a cool console. Oh, I just looked at the release date. The release year is 2012. I don't know if I said that already. But, I'm going to put this in 7. So I'll put Wii U. Now, I've never had a Wii U before, so there's that. And now time for the Nintendo's second newest console, the Nintendo Switch. I personally have one. If you don't believe me, here's the sound of me opening the All Software app. Yay! I just can't play it on my TV, which is sad, but overall, it's released in 2017. I got it in 2017 for Christmas, I just realized. I only just now realized it released in 2017, I think. It's a hybrid console, handheld and docked. I can't read that word. Strong first-party and third-party support, and it was very successful. With 152 to 153 million units sold as of early mid-2025. That's a lot. That's Nintendo's best-selling console. Hold on. Let's see if there's. Oh, never mind. There's a console that beats it. There's a there's. Okay, I found the console that has like very low. Anyway, I love the Nintendo Switch, and it's really cool. But the something that's dumb is you can't mod it without Nintendo bricking it because it's like, oh yeah, hold on. Let me pause the recording real quick so I can open up the exact thing of what the end user agreement says. If you go to settings on your Switch, go to settings, scroll all the way down to system, go all the way down until you see end user license agreement. It's going to say like a huge thing. I once read this entire thing. Let's see. Let me find it. Okay, I think I found it. Yeah. It says, the software is licensed, not sold, to use solely for your personal non-commercial use on the console. You may not publish, copy, modify, reverse engineer, lease, rent, decompile, disassemble, distribute, offer for sale, or create whatever that says works on any portion of the software. Well, time to get on Facebook Marketplace and sell my 1-2 Switch. I'm kidding, I don't have 1-2 Switch. Time to sell Zelda Breath of the Wild. I'm kidding. And it says otherwise permitted by law. What? You mean? Oh yeah, and you also agree not to use the console in a unlawful manner or to access the console's devices, accounts, or data of others, including Nintendo, without their or our permission or consent, which their or our meaning Nintendo. That's insane. But of course, I still love the Nintendo Switch. And I'm not choosing favorites here. I grew up knowing the Nintendo Switch. I've had my Switch, personally, longer than any other console. So I'm putting it. And, oh my god, no! The console right below it is a console that I think would be, like, oh my god. Well, once I rank it, I can't unrank it or move it, because I'm writing in pen. So the Switch goes in first, easy. The next one is the Switch 2, which released this year, 2025, and it was the successor to the Switch, the next console of the family. It has upgraded hardware, fastest selling Nintendo console at launch with several metrics, and it has, drumroll please, around 5.8 million copies sold as of June 30th, 2025, which was only 3 months ago. I remember I had the Switch app and the Nintendo Today app, and it was like, the Nintendo Switch 2 released today. And I'm like, wait, what? That's insane! Because it said Mario Kart World something. I was like, wait, what? And then it said the Switch 2 release. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna try getting one for my birthday. Anyway. Now, I want the Switch 2 to be part with the Switch, but once I rank it, I can't unrank it. I should have looked at this list before, but then that would be cheating. I'm sorry, Switch 2. If you could go in second or first, I would put you in any of those places. But I can't, so I'm putting you in the highest one that I can possibly go right now, which is 8th. I'm putting a sad face next to it, though, because I really wanted it to, be at one at the top. Okay. Anyway. The Game Boy Color, Game Boy, and Game Boy Advance. Oh, wait, no, never mind. The Game Boy Advance is a different console. Okay. The Game Boy and Game Boy Color released in 1989 in Japan. I don't know about United States. I just flew my entire pen cap across my entire room. Okay. Let me get that real quick. Okay, I got it. Sorry. It had pioneering handheld with cartridges and high influence in many variants. I have a game emulator. Hear me out. I have a game emulator that runs a Nintendo console. It has the Famicom too, which is awesome because I really wanted to play the Famicom, and now I can. Anyway, it is really cool. However, I've never personally had a Game Boy, though. Or a Game Boy Color, but I can play Game Boy games on my emulator, and I've played them, and they're cool. I mean, I don't mind there not being color. I've seen pictures without color and being able to try making out what colors. It was difficult though. So there's that. Um, but overall I think it was a cool console. You can go in 10th because I actually looked at the next two consoles to see what's next, and well, the two consoles from the Game Boy is a console I really like. Anyway, you're going in 10th. I'll put GB. Okay. I was thinking of G and I was like, wait, what? Anyway, we have the Game Boy Advanced. Easy 15. I'm kidding. Released in 2001 in Japan, it was the more powerful handheld, backwards compatible with Game Boy and various redesigns. It had around. Oh wait, I don't think I said the amount of units sold for the Game Boy. The Game Boy had around 118.69 million units sold, and the Game Boy Advance had around 81.51 million units sold, which is cool. I would put it in 11th because, I mean, it also did have a backlit light, I think, which was great because that was a big issue with the Game Boy because people would have to, like, use lamps and get these big, bulky things to put, like, just give it light. Which was crazy, but, you know, now it's really cool. But, so I'll put it in 11th. So I'll put GBA. And a console I personally own. Can you guess the console from the startup jingle? Oh, what the dookie? You're supposed to make a start. Oh, because it's muted. Because I was playing it at 3 a.m. You know what that means? The Nintendo DS, not Fish, which was the Nintendo console, which released in 2004. That's my pen. Okay. It has dual screens, one bottom one's touchscreen. It was a massive third-party support and a huge software library. It came with 2 pre-installed apps, or games, being PictoChat and DS Download Play. PictoChat being where you can draw pictures and send them to your friends, or draw pictures on the DS and take a picture of it to send it to your friends on your phone. And DS Download Play, I'm pretty sure that's like the game share on Switch, where, like, for example, I can get on Kirby Squeak Squad and play a game on it and be like, hey, I want to play a sub game with a friend. We do that. I think that's how it works. I don't really know. But it's cool because it also has a stylus. I love the stylus. It's so cool. And it was the second console to have trigger buttons. The second console to have trigger buttons since the first console from Nintendo ever. I think the NES had shoulder buttons too, but who knows. But I'm gonna on. The Nintendo DS also sold 154.2 million units. 0.02 million units. Sorry, I need to stay focused here. I'm gonna put that in 9th place. Okay, we have 2 more consoles after this, and then I'll let you guys be free. So I'm gonna put this in 9th. So I'll put DS. Another Nintendo 3DS, including the new 3DS and the 3DS XL, which released in 2011. It was the 3D visuals without glasses on original model. Lots of innovation and stronger in certain regions. Now the DSi and the 3DS all had a eShop, which was also really cool, because right after the DS, I think, came the Wii. Hold on. The DS came in 2014. Yeah. Right after the Nintendo DS came out, there was the Wii, which came out in 2006, which was cool. But I'm going to rank that in 12th, because I already, there's no space to rank it up, unfortunately. So, DS3. God dang it. Okay, next is the Virtual Boy. What in the absolute dog crap is a Virtual Boy? I've never heard of a Virtual Boy in my life, but we're gonna learn about it now. It released in 1995. Hold on, I want to see if it go past 30 minutes. Okay. 1995, it tried to do portable 3D with red and black display, but it was very short-lived, and it was often cited as one of Nintendo's failures from an official... Hold on. What's that source say under it? My god, no. Hold on. It's Nintendo Wire. It's by Nintendo Wire. Oh my god. I don't think that's an official thing, though. No, it's not. Okay, and oh my god. Lowest selling console with around 7,700 units sold. Not even a million, just 7,700 consoles sold. Take a minute to let that soak in. There are consoles that are in the millions, and this console is far from being in the millions. That's crazy. But, I mean, it would be weird, and I'm pretty sure they tried to do portable. Oh, wait! I remember seeing this on YouTube now. Because it's that thing where they try to make a VR thing, but you had to set it on a desk, and then you had to put your head into it versus, like, it could be, like, a regular, like, a VR headset. And it didn't have the VR functionality, though. Yeah, and it was probably annoying having to sit at your desk being like, oh, let me move in forward. So I'm going to BB goes 13. Alright. So now that we have ranked each console, it's time 1 to 14. It's time to do S tiers. Alright, so the first 3 are going to be our S tiers. So S. So that includes the Switch, NES, and SNES. Oh, I just zoomed in on my thing, my script. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do the next 3 being the A tier. But the bottom 2 are going to be the absolute F tier. 11 and 12 are going to be the D. And then the rest is going to be a B tier. Wait, hold on. There we go. B, C. Alright. So, I did 3, and then the rest are 2. So, S tier is on the Nintendo, is the Switch, NES, and SNES. A tier is the N64, the Wii, and GameCube. B tier is the Wii U, and unfortunately the Switch too. I want it to be in a higher rank, but I can't really change it. C tier is the DS and Game Boy. D tier is the Game Boy Advance and I almost said PS3, the 3DS. And F is the Virtual Boy and the Color TV game, whatever the heck that is. But I don't live in Japan, so there's that. And that basically wraps it up. We've covered the latest Nintendo news and looked back at every console and ranked them all from bottom to top. My number 1 pick is the Nintendo Switch, obviously. Where's my thing? The ultimate mix of fun, freedom, and some freedom, and a legendary library. But what about you? Which console is your favorite? Let me know on Twitter or in the comments, and I'll share some of your answers in the next episode. Thanks for tuning into the Mushroom Report, and until next time, keep it powered on and keep it mushroom. Also, next episode, I'm going to be ranking every single Nintendo Switch game, which is going to take a little bit, but I'm only going to be doing the official Nintendo games, because that'll save a lot of time. Obviously. So yeah, thanks for listening, and I will see you guys in approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. Not 7, not the normal 7. Anyway, bye.